Now, back in June, Israel announced it would ease its 3-year economic blockade of the Gaza Strip. The move followed international pressure after the death of 9 Turkish activists who'd been on board a flotilla of ships that was trying to break the blockade. Israel is now allowing more food and more consumer goods into the territory, but as our Gaza correspondent John Donnison reports, the United Nations is saying there's been no real change for people living there.
Lunch break at a United Nations school in the central Gaza Strip. A simple enough scene. But this is no ordinary school. Look closely and you can see it's built out of shipping containers.
No! Again? No!
30 boys in a steel box in 30-degree heat.
No!
The UN says it won't do, and that at least 100 new permanent schools are needed in Gaza. Further north in Gaza City, this should be the site of 2 new schools. But even since Israel announced it was easing its blockade, the UN says it's still not being allowed to bring in the construction material it needs.
There comes a point when you have to say, well, it's not working. And we're at that point now. It's not working. There is no material change for the people in Gaza since the so-called easing. And as I say, the so-called easing is nothing more than an easing of the political pressure for change.
But in the markets of Gaza City, you can see there have been some differences.
One of the things that has changed in the last few months is the sheer number of Israeli products in the markets and in the shops. If you just look at these biscuits, you can see Hebrew writing. Another box here also from Israel. But while the number of imports from Israel has greatly increased, virtually all exports from Gaza are still forbidden.
And that's crippled many businesses in Gaza. This used to be one of the Strip's busiest factories. They make biscuits. Before the blockade, they exported 60% of them. Now, with the market saturated with Israeli products, they've shut down virtually all production.
I feel very sad. This is not only my feeling, this is the feeling of 350 people working here. To see the factory not working and all the machines stop.
But in Israel, the government says people in Gaza are still forgetting one question.
Why are there any problems in exporting and sometimes in importing goods into Gaza? Why is the border blockaded? Because the territory has been overtaken by a declared terror movement.
Back in Gaza in Manal's factory, though, amid the boxes of biscuits slowly going stale, it feels things are getting worse, not better. Israel eased its blockade almost 5 months ago, but so far few people here will tell you life has got much easier. John Donnison, BBC News, Gaza.